little over a year ago, when I had just turned 16, I tried to kill myself. It was the middle of the night. I had been alone for most of the day, and I was very, very scared. The weeks, months, and years leading up to this had consisted of me seeing and hearing things that weren't really there, barely speaking to the people that were most important to me, and just generally falling into the pit of my own mental illness. Luckily, before anything could happen, I was found, taken to the ER, and hospitalised after being deemed a danger to myself. This is hopefully alien and horrifying to most people listening, but it's not unique. You don't need to pay to come to a TED Talk for someone to tell you that we're facing a mental health epidemic. 1 in 4 teenagers is fighting something that's pushing its way out of them one way or another. And this epidemic is, as far as we know, unprecedented. It's a product of the society that's changed so much in the past decade, couple decades, century. And what's changed is, as far as I can see from where I'm standing, that particularly in the wealthy Western countries where the mental health epidemic is the worst, is that things have become even more commercialized, even more rational. The individual is king, and what this means is that we've lost the place for community in our societies. See, the way that most societies, not all, but the vast majority used to be organised is that everyone would help one another to work towards a common goal. Whether this was a goal that they had no choice in, we have to wake up in the morning so we can all hunt, so we can all eat tonight, or some kind of external religion. We have to wake up so we can work together and all get to heaven, right? Heaven's not going anywhere. But now the only goal that we're really given by society at large is wealth, which, first of all, is completely intangible, and second of all, just pits us all against each other. There's not a tight-knit group of people supporting one another the way there used to be. And if you look around, particularly in the middle class, these young people who have their needs met, who have no apparent external community outside of their immediate family, and sometimes their school, it's not unreasonable for them to conclude that their lives are meaningless, and that every version of their lives will be. And when someone concludes this, you can't predict what's going to happen, but generally, what they do next will fall under the infinitely large umbrella of mental illness. Whether their brain decides the world is so scary and nonsensical that it starts seeing every threat, including the ones that aren't real, or that they decide to completely stop participating in the world altogether, like myself. And generally, kids seek help for this. They know it's not normal. They don't want to feel this way. No one likes the idea of a completely pointless existence. But when you seek that help, you're pushed towards the society instead of away from it. You're told that that this is an individual issue, it's not the same as everyone else, and that you need to seek treatment from the people that probably made you feel this way in the first place. Now, this is nobody's fault. It's not a grand conspiracy, as far as I know. But it just is. And in my experience, when I was in treatment, no one could give me a reason to get better. No one could give me that external meaning. They also can't address wider societal issues that might be contributing to an individual's mental health. Cognitive behavioural therapy isn't really going to fix the wealth gap, unless I'm doing it wrong. But yes, so after treatment, when I got home, I was worse. Every day was a fight that I was losing. It's like I had really died that night, and that my body was just stumbling through the life that I'd left behind. But, luckily, through a series of increasingly unlikely events, I found myself doing a little bit of volunteering on the side. Now, I won't say the name of this charity, but I'll never be grateful enough to them. So this volunteering was in shifts, so I was always with the same people, and it was directly meeting people's needs. We were on the ground. So I had people around me all working towards a common goal. I had found a community within a wider society that didn't have one, a little pocket of hope. Now don't worry, I'm not telling you that you need to go volunteer and build a well in Africa and you'll find your will to live down it. That's not... I mean, unless you are, in which case go do that, Jesus. But, no, what I am saying is that this experience gave me the push that I had been looking for, that I had been kicking, screaming, fighting, and in one case spitting for, that therapy didn't give me. They made me believe in external goals, external hope, and they gave me a reason to get better. I'm not done. I'm still doing work today. I'm pretty sure I'll be doing work for the rest of my life. But they gave me what I needed to get me to do the work. If you are suicidal, if you are self-harming, hallucinating, mentally ill or otherwise just really tired, I'm so sorry, and you are right. The world is terrifying, absurd, cruel, and you are very perceptive for realizing something that some people never do. But if you've realized this and you're still here, you are strong. You have fought through the cruel world, and I have absolute faith that you will continue to fight until you find the community that makes you realize not everything is meaningless. If you're not mentally ill, if you have sway over mentally ill people, if you're in any way involved in the society that I've described, I need you to listen to me. And I need you to recognize that mental health is not an individual issue. It is not a trivial chemical failing, and it is not a side effect of an otherwise good society that we can control for. It is a direct result of more people than ever before being forced to live in a world where they're not given community, the thing that humans are made for. And I need you to realize that it is only by recognizing that people need one another and that we can't survive without one another that we'll be able to address the mental health epidemic in earnest. Thank you.